From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening on Evenings LALATE with a special broadcast this Memorial Day about your fourth stimulus check of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over the breaking news that unfolded Friday from Leader Schumer. And we'll be going over this fourth stimulus check, the biggest you ever see in the history of this channel, a monthly stimulus check starting the month of July. And the breaking news from Mayor Pete today. Then in the second half of this video, we go over a fifth stimulus that will raise your benefits up a lifetime amount. We'll see how this unfolds. And then in the middle of this video, we go over the big money that viewers continue to rock. And I want you to rock it as well. Thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, and it's coming available to you right now. It's a big evening. It's a big Monday night. It's Memorial Day evening. I'm excited you're here. Let's get to all the breaking details from the East Coast to the West Coast, starting right now on Evenings LALATE. Good evening, everybody. It's Evenings LALATE with incredible, great details about your fourth stimulus check updated 2021 today in this Evenings LALATE broadcast on Memorial Day. How are you? Tell me how the weather is where you are and where you're watching from. If you're on the live chat or in the comments of the video, hope you're having a beautiful day. It was beautiful here in Southern California and Santa Monica today. Not too warm, not too cold, and just a little bit of sunshine. So absolutely breathtaking. In this fourth stimulus check update, we're going to go over how much is at issue, the House bill versus the Senate plan, and the breaking news, no less than 5 wonderful statements in the last few days, 9 total, and the breaking details from Chuck and Mayor Pete in the last few days. Boy, it is wonderful. And the second half of the video we'll be going over the big benefits that will be raised, including my veterans, under fifth stimulus. And then in the middle, the money you can get. And the viewers who have gotten this money, I want you to be as well. This is LALATE. Subscribe right now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only financial news channel there is. Live in the morning, taped in the evenings. Up after this is Evenings Crypto, our new hit show, followed by Overnight's Crypto. And then in the morning, more new shows. More about that surprise details coming up later in this video. Big major announcement. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers in 1 year, a YouTube record. Next up, 1 million. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. All right, let's get right into that fourth stimulus with the House bill and the Senate proposal. The House bill, written by Jalapal, provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic, plus 1 year. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Well, how does that line up against the House proposal? And how does it line up against the Senate proposal? I meant. Let's get to the details starting right now. So Jalapal's bill in the House is pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, is a stimulus check from July to December. Wow. So let's compare that on a monthly check basis. Jalapal's House bill is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, the monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Per person, yes, per person. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Now, Jalapal's bill may get modified due to macroeconomic factors. And what are they? That legislators may consider the pandemic over when they go to vote. And if that's the case, then Jalapal's bill would not provide a check for the pandemic plus 1 year, but just 1 year. That's 12 months, which would amount to $13,000 over 12 months versus this over 6 months. Oh, yes. So if you're watching this video when it debuts live at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, get ready to vote in the live chat. House or Senate? House or Senate? Which one do you like? And tell me where you're watching from this evening. Which one do you like? House or Senate? It's still relatively split among viewers, so I'd love to hear your comments and tell me where you're tuning in from. All right, let's go over the other things that you need to know about in this fourth stimulus package. First, who gets it? My veterans do, and you do as well. If you make less than $75,000, you get this fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Double it. Single individuals, yep, 75,000 or less. Household, 4 or less. Quadruple, yes. And then finally, my beneficiaries. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, veterans benefits, and more, you get that forced stimulus check, yes. The eligibility for the forced stimulus check is the same as the third stimulus check. All right, is the stimulus check taken out for taxes? No, it's not income. Would it come out in waves? No. The forced stimulus check would pay the same amount for adult dependents, minor dependents, and everyone else. And we know nothing yet if the forced stimulus check is taken out for child support, but we are told by representation of the legislators that the forced stimulus check vote would be no later than July 4th. So there you go to start. That is your forced stimulus check update of 2021 to kick it off tonight. But I got more details, and it coming up in a second with the breaking news from Mayor Pete and the breaking news from Leader Schumer. Oh boy, it is wonderful news. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video, which is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall, and it raises everyone's benefits, including my veterans. Yes. So your benefits will be raised up one big time, and then a new benchmark will be applied. Well, guess what? In the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how raising that benchmark will absolutely change your benefits, not just for this year, but a lifetime. Oh boy. All right. But before that, let's get to some big money. Folks, you have been killing it. You have been killing it. You've been taking the videos and empowering yourself to get the money, and we don't go less than an hour before a viewer says in the live chat or in the pinned comments or on the social media posts or on social media private messages, I got money. I got $100. I got $1,000. I got $10,000. You are killing it. And if you haven't gotten any money, I'm going to show you right now. So get a pen and paper out and stay to the end of this video. I got a lot of money to give you, to get you tonight on Evenings LA. And if you've gotten money, stay with me because I'm going to get you some more. All right, the first pot of money is $350 billion. Well, not just all for you, it's to share. And it's coming under the third stimulus. It is money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners' utilities. So where is that money? Get that pen and paper ready. It's in 6 locations. Each location has a different eligibility. So if we reach out to one and they say no, don't worry, go to the next one. All right, you're ready? The first one is City Hall, then City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. There you go. So what are the keywords you use? Rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You do not say the word stimulus, but you can say Biden Economic Recovery Act. That is money for rent, utilities, homeowners mortgage, and homeowners utilities. How much though? Boy, it's a lot. About $5,000 for rent, yes. 4 to 6 months of rent, yes. Go get it. And I congratulate Tim and Linda who have got to the last few days and the other viewers who sent me very nice comments. I got this rent at utilities. Now let's turn to the next pot of money. And Lynn has been killing it. Lynn got money for herself, for her mom, and for her son. And this is SNAP. What is SNAP? How much is it? And how do you get it? I'm going to go over all the details. First, how much is SNAP? It's a lot of money. It's about $15,000 for a family, $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Why so much money? And what is it? This is money for food. This is money for food administered by Department of Agriculture. You get it by reaching out to Department of Agriculture or calling 211 get connected over. Why is it so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump, that both raised your benefits up, everyone's benefits up, till December by 15%. Yes, just wonderful. So look how we're doing. $5,000 for rent, 4 to 6 months. $16,000 for SNAP if you're a family 4 in Hawaii. And we are just getting started. We are only 9 minutes of this video. We are rocking it. But guess what? We got more money, and starting with one viewer who got $5,000 of it. And it comes from your state. Wow. So let's go over the details. How do you get it? Where do you get it? And what is it? Let's go over each one. First, what is this? The federal government has identified states as owing you money. What happened? States during the unemployment period of the last year may have overpaid you unemployment benefits due to computer error. And now the federal government has identified those states and said, those states asked you to return the money back to them. Well, that was a mistake by the states. It was your money to keep. And have now ordered the states to return the money back to you. Oh, yes, really. So this is thousands of dollars. One viewer is getting $5,000 back from his state. All right, next, how are you going to get the money? On the bank account you have on file with your state's unemployment benefits. Finally, when? Reach out to your state. Every state has different rounding times. Some states have already started. All right, now let's go to this second big pot of money. And I had one wonderful viewer. It was about 2 nights ago who really embodied the Purple Power spirit of helping one another. He knew that the best way to find me was getting into the live chat over an Overnight Crypto, our hit new show that goes 15 hours every night talking about cryptocurrency that evening. It's not a show about unemployment, but he knew it was a way to find me because he wanted me to repeat this message back to you. He got his check back from IRS this Friday, and he wanted you to know that he got his, and he wanted to empower you and be positive, say, tell viewers they'll get their check. Just stay focused. I got mine. Isn't that wonderful? He went out of his way to find me so that you would have that message so he could help you. That is a true embodiment of the Purple Power spirit. All right, let's go over this money that he got, and another viewer got $2,000 for it. First, what is this? Then, how do you get it? Then, when do you get it? And how do you track it? All right, first, what is it? It is the taxes you paid on your unemployment benefits to IRS. Let's go over an example of this. So let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid $5,000 of taxes to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on the unemployment benefits. Congratulations. You're getting back a check of $4,000. Second, when are you getting the check? Let me go over that in a second, but first let's go over how you're going to get the check. In the mail, in a beige or white envelope. But boy, over the next few weeks, be surgical with that mail. Be careful going through that mail because it is a skinny, skinny envelope. You could totally misplace that envelope. Don't do that. You don't want to be throwing away that check. All right, next, when are you receiving it? Likely in the first to second week of June. Now, IRS said that everyone's check would be sent out by the end of May. Not that you would receive the check by the end of May, but that it would be sent out. So the checks have been sent out. The first recipients will be single filers, non-dependents. Then the second group, single filers, complex returns, and then finally joint filers. Then lastly, a tracking tool. We love a tracking tool. It works about 70% of the time. Go to irs.gov, type in your name, set up a username and password. It's all free. Put in your social security number. Then do a transcript search on yourself. If it works, it will reveal your name, your tax return you filed for 2020, your taxes you paid to IRS, and the refund check that's on its way. Boy, does it get any better than that? It does. With the breaking news about your fourth stimulus check, oh boy, it is good news. On Friday, Leader Schumer made 3 announcements, and all 3 announcements he made on Friday about your fourth stimulus confirmed exactly all 3 things I had been reporting to you over the last few weeks. And in fact, he made his announcement exactly when I told you he was going to make the announcement. First, I said to you that on Friday he was going to announce that the reconciliation process had begun. He did. I told you that on Friday he was going to announce that the bipartisan negotiations for legislative purposes had ended. He announced that as well. And finally, I had indicated to you that on Friday he was going to say that the final vote would be no later than July 4th, which he said before. And he said that again. There you go. Wow, wonderful news. Today, Mayor Pete said at some point negotiations need to end. And we're really at that point. Now, let's go over why Schumer made that statement on Friday. It all started with Jalopal. Now, remember Jalopal wrote that House bill that provides that monthly stimulus check. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter, pandemic plus 1 year? Yes. When Jalopal wrote that House bill, 100+ House Democrats had stepped forward and signed a letter to the president saying, we want Jalopal's bill to be law under forced stimulus. Well, guess what happened? Guess what Jalopal did to get the ball rolling with Leader Schumer making that announcement on Friday? About a week earlier, Jalopal wrote a letter to Schumer directly saying call the vote and start the reconciliation process, which is basically what he announced on Friday. Jalopal's letter basically said that there should be no waiting around any longer, that the reconciliation process should start, which it has, and it certainly started before Friday, and that we should just call the vote, which we're about to do. Wow. Now, it gets better than that because Jalopal's letter to Schumer over a week ago was co-signed by about 100 House Democrats that are among those who had signed the letter to the president, saying that Jalopal's bill will be included in the forced stimulus package. Wow. All right, let's get to the next. Can it get better than that? It does get better than that. Can you imagine? So it got better than that a week ago this Friday when 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter and said, you know what? We're going to work with you to put multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Well, who are these people to say they're going to work with the president? What does that mean? Well, they said we're going to work with you. It's a euphemism because the president doesn't write bills. They do. Who are they? They are the 7 House members who are on the sole and exclusive House subcommittee, solely responsible for writing about stimulus checks. Oh boy. They wrote the first stimulus checks. They wrote the second stimulus checks. They wrote the third, and they're going to write the fourth, they told the president. Oh my goodness, who are these people? They are part of the House Ways and Means subcommittee. Incredible. Is Captain Obvious walking through the second sirloin? I think I see them outside the window. This is insane. Can it get any better than this? It does. Last Friday, the President of the United States told his legislators that I'm going to give it to the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and after that, I'm not having any lunches with anyone else besides Jill. We won't be having negotiations anymore. And that's what Schumer confirmed on Friday. There you go. Then on Tuesday, the President came back with even more good news. And it's a little complicated, so I'm going to slow it down. It's 2-part. The second part's the great part. The first part was the president is using the raising the corporate tax rate in the United States to pay for 4 stimulus. Well, what did he do on Tuesday? He announced that he had reached out to the G7 leaders of countries around the globe, and they tentatively agreed to raising the global corporate tax rate to 15%. What is global corporate tax rate? It means that you won't relocate your business overseas if the global corporate tax rate is higher. Good. I like that. So what did he do later that day? Well, he told insiders that after 4 stimulus becomes law, that he's going to try to get those G7 countries to sign on the dotted line about that global corporate tax rate. And if they do, he's going to drop the U.S. corporate tax rate lower down to near where it is now then. Oh my God, so we get multiple stimulus checks and he's going to drop the global corporate tax rate? Doesn't get any better than that? It does. So it got better when on Wednesday, on Wednesday, when the president saw the counterproposal from 3 Republicans, and he said, no deal, call the vote. Then on Thursday, it got better when the Senate Democrats, the people you've been wondering, where have they been? They came out and said, oh, we see a counterproposal from the House Republicans, no deal, call the vote. And then it ended on Friday when Leader Schumer said, we are underway with the reconciliation. We are calling the vote. And it will be done by July 4th. Oh my goodness. You see how the snowball has rolled up. I am really excited for you. So in the second half of this video, I'm going to go over this stimulus, and also I'll be going over what is happening with this wonderful voting process. But first, I want you to get that money for rent. The great news is that there's the community page. Yes, the community page. It's in the description of this video. Open up the description and look for the community page. It has an emoji of a house. Next to it is a link to the page. On that community page, that web page, is a picture of some cats. Lower on the page is the volunteers. Reach out to them. They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and they can help you find rent, utilities, internet, homeowners help, and homeowners utilities. And they are absolutely wonderful. They are salt of the earth. They embody the purple power spirit of helping one another, which I hope you do as well. And I will be back with you in 60 seconds with more exciting news about 4 stimulus, 5th stimulus, a special tribute, and also a surprise announcement. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals. Reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LALATE with big exciting news unfolding about your fourth stimulus check and your fifth stimulus package. I'm really excited for you on this special Memorial Day weekend broadcast on Memorial Day. Subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. I'm next with you with Overnight's Crypto. Then followed by that by Evening's Crypto, and then a special announcement. Oh boy, that special announcement's coming up in the second half of this video. But subscribe, 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Hit that subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss a single video. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Find out a little bit about membership in just a second. Let's cut to fifth stimulus heating up right now. Fifth stimulus has that wonderful add-on. And that wonderful add-on will change people's benefits a lifetime, including my veterans. Let's go to that fifth stimulus, and it comes this fall. How does it work and what's at issue? Let's go over the details. First, they'll increase your benefit limits. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, and then remove the marriage penalty and the income exclusion. All right, let's go over the breaking news, how this works, and how it gets applied. All right, first, the incredible great details is under fifth stimulus, they're going to first raise your benefits up to one big new number. Who's you? You, my veterans, and also everyone else. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans, and SSA and survivor benefits, and multiple beneficiaries. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. Now, we all know what inflation is, but what's a benchmark? A benchmark works the following way. It either steps up or stays the same. So let's say, for example, so every December, you get a letter saying, either you're going up or you're going down. Now, here's what's interesting. Is we're trying to figure out what that inflationary rate will be in December when they apply that benchmark. And analysts are now saying that the inflation rate in December, when they apply that step up, will be the highest number of a generation. Wow. But this is insanely great news for you because it'll change your benefits a lifetime. Let's go over the analysis. First of all, what would be the inflationary rate? Jeremy Siegel about 2 weeks ago said 20%. Maybe I'm high end. The Federal Reserve out of Georgia earlier this week said 4% growth rate now, maybe going to 7.5%. Sounds like about 6% inflation, 4% inflation. And then we've had analysts all week long saying inflation may be 4 to 7%. Let's choose a number. Let's choose 6% inflation as an example. This is how it would work. Under fifth stimulus, they'd first raise up your benefits one big time. Then, in December, they'd look at the inflation rate. Let's say it's 6%. So at that point, they would step up your benefits next year by 6%. But not just for next year. Lifetime. Because remember, once they step your benefits up, they never step them down. So if the inflation rate the year after that is 0%, they don't step them down. They keep them the same way. If it's 0% for 3 years, it still stays at plus 6%. And if after that it's 2% inflation, then it's 6 plus 6% and plus 2%. Wow. It's wonderful news and would change your benefits for a lifetime. What else are they going to do? They're going to remove the asset cap. Dating back to a 1980s law, it's going to go away. It says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. Time to get rid of that just before you get those stimulus checks in your hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and also stay on benefits. It's going to go away. So if you want to work, you can. And finally, they're going to remove the horrible marriage penalty. The marriage penalty is dating back to a very antiquated law that penalizes you if you get married. Finally, love is going to win. You will be able to marry your longtime love interest. Love will win. You won't lose benefits. And for those that are married, will no longer be penalized by the marriage penalty. Wow, there we go. Just wonderful. That is fifth stimulus. Starting in September, out the door by October, November. The step up ladder in December. The step up basis impacted in January. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, here's what you need to know, is that fifth stimulus has a lot of other stuff in there besides that SSI and SDI reform, which I just went over. What else is in there? That is the value of membership. The member link's at the top of the chat, the pinned comment. In a given 30-minute video, I never have enough time to go over what is in the fifth stimulus package. We're currently at 25 minutes. So, for example, the president calls the fifth stimulus package the American Family Plan, but there's a lot of other money in there besides money for families. There's money for single people, money for hazard pay, money for single seniors, and a lot of money And what I do is I deliver to you daily from the community page of YouTube. And if you have the YouTube account set up so that you get an email alert, you get an email alert about this daily listing of everything that's in the fifth stimulus, everything that's in the fourth stimulus, and everything in the third stimulus. It's important you know what's in all these stimulus packages so you get the money. For example, there's a lot of other items in the third stimulus you may be eligible for, but I can't cover an important video like this. Moreover, if you can't become a member, at least subscribe. Why? Because the month of July, less than 30 days away from now, will be a complicated, cluttered month in which there's a lot of things happening, and you may look at something and get confused and think it's something when it's actually not that thing. Here's an example. In the month of July, they're voting on a budget bill. Not this budget bill, another budget bill. In the month of July, there's some other standalone Jalapal bills they could be calling a vote on. Not this one. Also in the month of July, while they'll be sending out the fourth stimulus checks, guess what? They're also sending out the third stimulus checks. Yeah, just a little complicated. All right, with that, here's a special tribute to my veterans. Thank you for all your wonderful service to this country. Because of you, we live as a free and open community. And because of this, we don't live in fear of invasion from foreign governments or foreign nations. We live safe. Our borders are safe. And I really appreciate all your service you have done as active service member and also veterans. I also want to salute the families of active and veterans because of your support of those families. It's important to understand that from day one, I have been focused on ensuring that you have information, whether you're on SSI or SDI or veterans. And it started on day one when just a few hundred subscribers in, a very small YouTube channel this was, I made a video about whether people who are veterans or people who are SSI and SDI would get a second stimulus check. No one was answering that question, and many thought they would not. In fact, you were entitled to one. So I made that video, and the video went viral. 3 million views for one video. Never heard of in the financial space, especially from a YouTube channel so small. It showed how people need to address your concerns, and I addressed them. But I didn't stop with there. When second stimulus was about to roll out, the Veterans Administration issued guidelines about whether you have to do a non-filer filing to or not. Specific guidelines just for veterans. I reported on it day after day. And then when it came to third stimulus, we learned that some veterans had received benefits early on. We learned that because I asked my veteran viewers, had you received your stimulus check yet? And then we learned from Veterans Administration that there was going to be a separate wave of stimulus checks just for veterans. So I reported on that as well. I won't stop my continued coverage for my veterans and my SSI and SDI. Ultimately, it's important that you know everything that you need to know in any stimulus package, whether it's this one or something else going forward. So I salute you, and again, I encourage viewers to drop a comment in the chat or in the on the channel saluting active members of the military and also those veterans. All right, now let's cut back to fourth stimulus and go over the voting process. It's important to know that we've been nice and quiet over Memorial Day weekend, but I expect a zoo tomorrow. A nice zoo. And, I just expect everyone to show up that may have not been tuning in over the weekend and say something along the lines of, just call the vote and send out the stimulus check by the end of the week. Otherwise, you don't care. You're dragging your feet. It only takes one day to vote. If you had voted yesterday, we would have already had our stimulus check. Well, the way I empower viewers is information. And I want to give you this information so that when those viewers come back in a few days that may think things are done in one day, that you can inform them as well. Things are not done in one day. I've identified 9 steps for the voting process required by the Constitution to get something like this done. It was done under third stimulus. It's being done under fourth stimulus. The first half of the steps are procedural. The second half of the steps are the substantive. Let's go over them right now. Step 1 is the House subcommittees need to vote on the procedural bill. Step 2 is the House floor needs to vote on the procedural bill. Step 3 is the Senate needs to vote on the procedural bill. And step 3, I don't know, one of the fingers is missing my hand. Step 4, the president signs into law the procedural bill. At that point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to go back and get the tow hitch, the substantive bill. So step 5, if I'm counting correctly so far, is the House subcommittee votes on the substantive bill, like the House Ways and Means Committee, if they want to put the multiple stimulus checks in at the House level. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and step 8, the Senate does the 2-day vote-a-rama. During that vote-a-rama, the senators can modify the House bill if they had multiple stimulus checks in there. And if they did not, the senators can add the multiple stimulus checks in at the vote-a-rama process. And step 9, I guess I did count it right, the president signs it into law. It's a 9-step voting process required by the Constitution. Can't be done any shorter. And ultimately, knowledge is what builds positivity. Knowledge is what builds power. And with that, the purple power will be in full force in the next few days, certainly, as these members and these congressional leaders get underway and will continue to push all the way to the finish line. And with that, thank you for joining me on a beautiful evenings. I hope the weather has been good where you are. I look forward to seeing you next on Overnight Crypto and Evenings Crypto. But boy, wait first, I had a breaking news statement. It's the breaking news statement. The breaking news statement is that last night, for the first time ever, I tested a third throwback video on Overnight's LA, which is the throwback videos. And you loved it. You really loved it. It was at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and you watched it. So guess what? I'm doing it now for 4 overnight throwback videos. 3 rerun videos are now on the overnight run of this channel, in addition to our original programming, like Overnight's Crypto and Early Mornings LA, which is original programming. So now you'll have 4 overnight throwback shows as this channel expands. And with that, let's run the music. And with that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Remember, 3,000 likes, hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you on Overnight Crypto. Stay informed, stay focused, stay positive. Salute our troops. Drop a comment in the chat or in the channel, saluting our troops and thanking their families. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful evening, and stay.